Hello there, YouTubers. It's been a week since my last video. However, that's only because I had a whole lot of computer problems happen to me. First, my primary laptop, the hard drive on it suddenly failed out of the middle of nowhere. I had a spare hard drive though. Unfortunately, the DVD-ROM, the laser wasn't as functional anymore, so I couldn't install a new OS. However, I had a secondary laptop. However, that one had some problems in its own. The first few days I was trying to get it to work. Well, the motherboard kept on dying on me. Well, I wouldn't say dying as much as locking up. Fortunately, I think I got it to where it's working smoothly again. And then I had a server problem, wherein the server just would not boot up anymore. It wouldn't boot into BIOS. Fortunately, it was an Intel, so I knew that I had a way to get it to work again. I have another Intel that it has a BIOS and a CMOS switch. If I set those to either reset or recover, or something similar to that, I'm able to get the motherboard working again. Unfortunately, with this motherboard, the BIOS switch was there, but the CMOS switch wasn't. However, the circuitry was there embedded in the motherboard. I know this because there was solder where the wires would have been kept, and the printout of the motherboard, that one section where it would say CMOS, was there. So that told me all I had to do was take some wires, solder them into the holes, and I could create a switch. And fortunately that worked, and I was able to recover my motherboard. Of course, then I was trying to find the best video recording software to do these videos for YouTube, and I was interested in trying to use a webcam. However, I decided that instead of trying to go to all the trouble of getting all that to work conjointedly, I'm just going to stick with the simple video recording software for the meantime. Anyways, this video I am going to show you how to build a animal pen. Now, a lot of Minecraft users will know animals tend to pass through these gates. Now, that's only because these gates are half blocks, meaning that they don't take up an entire space of a block, which means that they are not an entire block entity. However, some people out there have thought of inventive ways to deal with this problem. Well, actually, interesting ways to have a fence without having a door. Now, here's the main thing, which is having a pen and then a door that opens and closes. An alternative that someone has made up is having a hole. At least this is what I guesstimate as what they mean. A hole by which you can go down and up and be able to enter the pen this way, foregoing a gate door and being able to feed your animals this way. Now, as interesting as this is, the main problem is, even though adults can't fall through that hole, baby animals can. So, that doesn't work so well. Another idea someone came up with is an elaborate switch system. Now, I have yet to figure out how to run switches yet. However, from what I can figure out, it's basically a switch system of which one gate will open to go inward and the other gate will open to go outwards. And so it will work something like this, I believe. Now, this idea works in theory in that you can have a switch that both gates work together and you just go in and out. However, at least one person has mentioned that this does create the possibility of a stampede if an animal steps on the switch. Another gate possibility, and this works towards preventing animals from spazzing out, is this. You can have the gates up and then have a dirt wall around the gates. That way, if the animals try to get through the gate, they then have to get through the dirt wall. And considering the fact that the gates are hard to jump over, I imagine that spazzing through the gates, it would be hard to get out of them again just to get through the dirt wall. However, there is a problem with using this method. Now, as you can see, I was able to get this animal to come in here. And as such, if I can lead an animal into this pen, what's to keep a bad mob from coming in to the pen? Or even animals that you don't necessarily want in an individual pen. As such, in doing some further research, I discovered the optimum type of pen that seems to work well with most any type of animal fencing. Here we have a 2-layer deep hole of which animals can jump. However, they're having to jump up 2 blocks and then being able to reach the fence. Now, then they would have to like stay on the fence to be able to pass through it, of which that in itself is a balancing act. Now there is the possibility of animals being able to stand on top of each other and being able to climb out that way, but we're talking about an animal climbing on top of an animal just to jump, and then itself gets a little complicated. As such, well, if any of you are interested, there is a possibility of making this 3 deep. However, I have the other animal pin over there, of which I have it set at 3. Let's see here. I can like a quick look over here. This is my old farm, which I was also doing videos at. And I was never having any spazzing problems with animals trying to get through the fence because they could never get up beyond the 3-block step, or 3-block height issue. Now, obviously 3 blocks makes it secure. However, after some further thinking about it, I believe that 2 blocks are the optimum height you would need in order to ensure that none of your animals escape. So that is the one setup I would recommend for creating a animal pen to keep your animals in.